And it's sad because I feel like maybe I haven't.
With it.
I haven't. Well, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To approach me like that, that's where I went.
Okay.
So that's why I was kind of like, calling you for what?
Yeah.
Like, because here's what I'm realizing. Sometimes people just want your attention. That sounds real like low, but it's true.
No, that doesn't sound low.
People just want your attention, and so it's like, what? That's how I felt.
Okay. But what made you feel like that? Like, why?
Probably because before you've had a hidden agenda, so it's kind of like.
And the hidden agenda was your attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're wondering if he's like.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
Definitely, and it's not like it's ever been addressed or anything. But like I said, I'm not. I didn't. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that needs to be addressed because it doesn't matter.
Right.
But when you say that,
look at that, 7-Eleven, y'all.
Hey.
7-Eleven, y'all.
Won't he do it?
7-Eleven twice. What? How many times? One time? 3 times. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, y'all.
What it do? Welcome to Mick on the Move Live with everybody's favorite co-host,
Kessa Baby.
Y'all, we coming to you all tonight live. We're going to get started briefly. We're going to allow y'all to trickle in before we get this discussion going. All right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh my God. Hold on. I just realized. Hold up. Shit.
That is still 7-Eleven?
Well, I also just realized that that's the time we kick off everything. I just happened to go to my phone because that's what you do. I just happened to go to my phone. I was like, oh, crap. But
yeah, that's why I thought that it was so, there you go. There you go.
I love those full circle moments. You know, I live for those. Okay.
Yeah, I know we're live through YouTube world, so y'all can definitely come back and watch the full episode. But we're y'all gonna give y'all about another minute or so to come in, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started because we have a whole lot to unpack tonight on the kickback discussion from the series Black Men Stop Dating Until You've Done the Work to Heal Yourselves.
I know.
Yeah.
Long title, but necessary.
Yeah, and it's really rich. It was a rich discussion. It was rich feedback, and we're looking forward to sharing with you all some of the takeaways that we had and that we've actually also received. Some of the guys, and I'll get more into it later, but some of the guys sent some stuff over that they wanted to leave with the world out there. So, all right, we're going to get started in, let's say, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Where our people's there. Look, I was about to put my daggone address on the freaking internet. Don't want to do that, Kessa. Don't want to do that.
Look, it's probably already there.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen. You know what I'm saying? Them people be looking for you all the fucking time. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Okay.
Yes.
How do I? We tried everything.
All right. So, how many minutes we have? We got another minute and 13, 10, 8, 7, 11. 7:14. 7:14. What's going on out there, y'all? How y'all day doing? How y'all day going?
What's up, everybody? It's hump day. I had a birthday.
Yeah.
My birthday was on Saturday.
Happy B-Day for the whole month, because that's how them
Geminis do. Yes. So, today's the first day of Cancer season, I think.
Oh, okay.
But let's just go back for a second. Yes.
We definitely had a dope ass time.
We partied. I literally partied from Wednesday to Saturday. Sunday, I was done. I couldn't eat. I had to cancel brunch. I was like,
Yeah. Did you get a chance to see your dad?
I did. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Yep. Went home. You won't believe what my father got me for my birthday. He said, I ain't never done this before. He got me a bag.
Oh.
Like not a bag, like a bag, but a bag.
Okay.
I said, okay, Daddy. Smell good and everything. I said, oh. He was like, I'm like, it's okay. This is a birthday present. Right, I appreciate you.
Right. Absolutely.
And it smelled good. I ain't talked none yet, but I was
like, nice little bag of perfume.
I was like, where you get this from? But yeah, I was like, okay, Daddy.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all, and then we're gonna learn a little bit more about Kessa's B-Day weekend. But welcome to Mick on the Move Live with everybody's favorite co-host,
Kessa baby.
Kessa baby. You guys were here tonight to wrap up. Well, not even wrap up. Have a kickback discussion. Kickback discussion on the topic: Black men stop dating until you've done the work to heal yourself series.
Yes.
We thought that it would be important to have the entire season and then come back and share what some of our takeaways were.
Yes.
From the perspective of host, as well as you being a female host and sitting in with the guys.
Oh my goodness.
So we want to hear what, how the females perceived and what they took away from the discussion. Kessa's going to be our she's going to speak for the ladies tonight.
Ladies. Yeah.
She's going to be the spokeswoman.
Yes.
Yes, she's going to be the spokeswoman for the ladies tonight.
All right.
So, before we jump back into it,
okay.
I want to know more about your B-Day weekend.
Oh, so Wednesday.
Okay. Tell the world when your B-Day is.
June 17th.
June 17th. Who you share your B-Day with?
I share my B-Day with Kendrick Lamar. My soulmate.
Mother I sober.
Right. Oh my gosh, that boy.
And who was it the day after?
And it's after Tupac. That was my first love. You know what's so funny about Tupac? I never really had a crush on him. I thought he was handsome, but I never really had a crush on him. He was a little guy, but I did think he was nice looking, but it was what he had to say. It was what was on his mind. His substance was like, oh my God, I love me some Pac. So I was crushed when we lost him. I instantly knew that I knew that Biggie was probably going to go instantly. Yeah. It sucked, but I had friends calling me, checking me. I was definitely in tears that day. I just knew he was going to pull through. I go that way all the time. Anyway, Tupac's birthday is June 1671. So his birthday is 10 years before mine. I guess 10 years minus a day. But
so you started celebrating your birthday?
Yes, on Wednesday. I went through. So on Wednesday, I went to Sobe and hung out with Scooby and them.
Okay.
And I got to see Scooby too. I haven't seen Scooby in a long time. But we had a good time. I was they be cranking up at Sobe too. So we went there, had a little booth situation. You spend $300, you order food up $300, get a booth. You gotta make a reservation. But that was a good time. A turn up, nice little kickoff. They gave a big love to Gemini. So I was really excited about that. Yes. They be trying to come for us, but y'all know we loyal to a fault. Okay. Anywho. Thursday night, we did karaoke.
Okay.
In Laurel.
Okay.
We actually went to 2 spots. Okay. One spot was supposed to have it and didn't, so we rolled out. Went to this other spot and I sung my go-to Bag Lady.
Okay.
I sing that song.
Got a solo vocalist on this on
our
line.
They got me on video. Y'all go check me out. She can carry a tune.
All right, where can they find you at? Where can they find that
video? They can find me at the video is not posted, but Tainted Rose probably has it posted on her joint. Just like that, Tainted Rose. And I'll probably post a little reel or something of a mesh tomorrow or something like that. A throwback to last week. Right. But so that was good. So we did that. That was fun. And then we left. And then Friday night we was down in Waldorf at the Shop Bar to see Still Familiar. And Kessa got a birthday. Yes. Got a lot of love that night too. I felt special. Steve said, Kessa, UFREE, fuck, dick, free. Sorry. But I was like, oh shit, we was partying.
B-Day mode.
Yes. I mean, turn down for what? You know, turn down for what? It's your birthday. Yes.
And then Saturday.
I had
a chance to be part of that.
Yes. Saturday. Oh, we had a good time.
It was. It's
so,
like a Park Down Class of 99 reunion.
I mean, that's what I do. I bring people together. Yeah. You know, I bring us together. I hold on to people. You know what I'm saying? If I kick you to the curb, it wasn't me. Because I hold on to folks. But yeah, so that was a good time. We was up on the rooftop in Southwest. We had a pool, nice view of the Potomac.
Great food.
Yes.
Drinks, music.
All of that. Everything. That's easy. Okay, that's the easy part right there. We can do that. We can do that in our sleep. Yeah, so that was a good time. And everybody seemed to love it. Everybody got videos. Yeah. My friend with Tyler was like, she's like, oh, this a vibe, Kessa. This a vibe. I'm like, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to my friend. Cooked it all the way up. So, yes, we did that.
Yeah, you definitely did. You put it all together.
We did.
You poured it all together.
So I appreciate everybody who came. That was a good time. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Good, and then Sunday, I wanted to go to brunch at Circa, but I've never been to that brunch. Y'all let me know how that brunch is. But I couldn't.
Shout out to the fathers also.
Yes, happy Father's Day to the daddies.
Absolutely.
All across the world.
All across the globe.
Next year, will my birthday be on Father's Day? We might have a leap year next year.
Yeah, next year is
sometimes. So it'll be my birthday be Sunday, so it'll get skipped this year. But sometimes it's cool when that happens. My birthday falls on Father's Day. Yeah. Anywho.
All right, so before we get started, I just wanted to find out about your B-Day so that we could do some B-Day shots.
Oh,
all right.
You pull it up. All right, we already poured them, actually. All right. Yes. All right.
Do a little B-Day shot for Kessa.
B-Day shot for Kessa's birthday. Maybe I should go on IG Live. Let's see what's happening. It's 7:22 now.
7 plus 4 is what?
11.
7-11 shots, baby.
Woo, yes. Oh, that feels good.
All right, so while Kessa goes online and sees what social media
what's going on over here,
I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into some of the questions.
Yes, let's do it.
So, actually, one of the first questions that I had, and I talked about this when we first started the series, but tonight, we're going to, again, for those that's just tuning in, we're going to be, or who fast forwarded through all of our shenanigans, we're going to be having a kickback discussion on the series Black Men Stop Dating Until You've Done the Work to Heal Yourself, which kicked off our season 2 of Mick on the Move Live with Kessa. So some of the things that we're going to be talking about tonight are some of the questions that we pulled from the conversation, yeah. Through the 4-part series. Yes. So one of the first questions was, what made you want to do this topic? What made me want to do this topic? And actually, Tanya.
Okay.
Yeah, Tanya asked me that because I told her about this series and then the following series.
Okay. That's a good question.
Which you'll talk about later.
Oh, yes. Yeah, don't forget that.
But the question again was, what made you want to do this topic? And it's just I feel that men are jewels, and I know that we don't describe them as jewels. Some of us may not describe them as jewels or describe ourselves as jewels, but we are. Everyone is a jewel, and everyone should be treated as such. And as a man, as an African American man, I see things. I hear things, from my peers,
yep.
From my brothers,
yep.
From society, and I never want us to feel unheard, and I think that a lot of times we are in the standard of society, yep. And I don't know if it was you and Mick Kessa together. Oh, you know what? Marcus
Probably.
said it. Marcus said it. He said that it's easier to be a gay black man than to be a straight black man. And it was just like, wow, like, why is that? And because the LGBTQ plus, they speak up. They speak up for their human rights.
For all of them, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That actually kind of came up in our relationship series too.
Yes, that's
Black Love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I was. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Doing a lot of things.
Kessa's still on birthday mode.
Right. Right.
But yeah, so I felt that I was like, yo, like that resonated with me because I'm hearing a lot over here, but nothing is being shared up here.
I know.
You know, so any platform that I have, I always want to encourage and inspire. And again, I am a jewel. I am a jewel, and I should not be treated as a cubic zirconia, as well as you are a jewel. Amen. And you should not be treated as anything less than
canary diamond.
You know what I'm saying? So that is why I chose to do this topic, and I had a group of guys that are my friends, my brothers, and I knew that they would be transparent. I knew that they would be vulnerable. Yeah. Because I've seen the work put in to healing.
That's really good.
And that's rich. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's good.
Yeah.
And I asked you that the other day, like, you know, like as far as like criteria in a way.
Yes.
Because number one, I appreciate that you recognize that in them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then they were open. That was the biggest thing for me. Yeah. Was them. I was just like, y'all do have something to say. I knew it. And
they were committed to the discussion.
And I said that. That's why I kept saying, black men don't cheat. Because they were definitely committed. It was like,
and not just.
It was refreshing.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It was refreshing.
It was refreshing. You know, to me, it was just kind of like it wasn't that I expected bad. Mm-hmm. It was just that I expected silence. I appreciated them being committed. I appreciate them showing up. I appreciate them speaking up and being open, because that could have been something that they wanted to kind of like talk about behind closed doors, or you know, not to be recorded to lay out there forever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that I appreciated that. So just to kind of listen, you know what I'm saying? I do think that, well, I can get into this, but I wasn't surprised at what they had to say. Mm-hmm. I was happy that they said what they said, and I was happy to hear from them. I wasn't surprised. So it kind of made me feel like, okay, so we do have an understanding. At least I feel like I do. So that was good for me.
Which is so important. What
I need from you is maybe I should add that to my karaoke list.
But yeah, so I agree with the commitment. They were definitely committed, but they were also committed to the discussion. Yeah. If they couldn't make it in person, they were online.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Paris representing. Yeah. Yes. Yes. You're right. You're right. So, and in the last episode, I was like Big Brother. First of all, you know how like you be wanting to be a fly on the wall sometimes, mm-hmm. Like you wish you could be in the room. I felt like that, but I felt like Big Brother because I was like, you know. But I was smiling like the whole time, like yes, y'all, yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Paris and Floyd. Floyd was online too.
Oh, Floyd and Val. Yeah, yes. And then your little brother came, I think. Your little brother came the last time.
Oh, PJ,
God brother.
Yes.
So yeah, it was cool. So we can keep going through some of the questions because that was a good time.
Yeah, that was. So you all, that's what that's why I wanted to do the topic, and it just turned into actually a 4-part series. I was just thinking a 3-part.
You're right.
And you were here that night. They were like, no, like there's more.
We got more to say. Let's do it. Press live. Click the live button.
And you know what? And another thing before we move forward, it feels good to bring guys together in a safe space and in a healing space. You know, we get together for a lot of things, but to get together and to discuss and be transparent about healing, to me, that takes it to another level. That allows the world to see that we're not just athletes, or we're just not what you expect us to be, or what society says that we are, silence and don't have emotions and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, so the fact that we could bring guys together, you know, in one space, in a transparent space was good for me.
Absolutely.
That was good for me.
Yeah.
You have anything before we move forward?
No.
Okay. Okay, so here's a personal question. We're gonna jump into some questions that y'all have. Here's a personal question. When did you and Kessa meet?
We met in 8th grade, right?
Yeah.
At Kenmore Middle School.
What year was that? 94?
90. We got the Parkdale 95, so that was 94.
Yeah. No, it had to be
93. Fall 93
to
to 94.
So how long was that? 90,
No.
2000? We've been friends for 30 years? It's 2023.
I mean, listen, I got a few of them. But no.
30.
No, I don't think. Hold on.
Yeah, because we're 43 now.
Well,
42.
29, I think. Well, anyway, 30 years.
Okay. No,
But yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's been a long time. Should have left you. No, no, you're right. Wow.
Without a no beat,
We need it.
Step two.
Step two. We need another shot. Look, now I'm turned up. I'm like, I'm going to be dry.
I ain't fucking with it. All right, so yes, we met in 93 at Kenmore Middle School.
Yeah.
In Landover, Maryland.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not a drinker.
I think it was 94.
It couldn't be because it was fall. We graduated in 94 and we were at No,
it was 94.
Yeah.
Because 94 would put us in 8th grade. 93 would put us in 7th grade.
Hold on. Okay.
93 to 94 was 7th. 94 to 95 was 8th. 95 to 96 was 9th grade.
Oh, so we came to Parkdale.
We got the Parkdale. That was a class in 96. Because I know Angie was there.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I had a crush on.
You know, Angie was like my best friend. 3 years older.
Oh, she was fine. She was cousin named Kwanda.
That was my best friend. Hey, Angie, girl. She a pastor now. She a first lady, honey.
Pastor, first lady.
Yes.
Angie.
But yeah. So 94. But
94.
We still going on 30 years.
90.
Shit, 2003 about to be over. We about to be halfway through this joint.
Oh my gosh.
What's this word? What's I say? 2023. I think I said 23.
Okay. One of the next questions is, why do you wear mismatched socks? I don't know if y'all can get it. Yeah.
Y'all can take a lucky guess. Take a wild guess why he might wear mismatched socks.
So I wear mismatched socks because it takes too much to look for a pair of socks. Like a matching pair. It's so easy to go to the drawer and just grab two and go. Like I don't have to worry about folding socks, worried about why the washing machine or the dryer ate my socks.
They do be eating socks.
You know what I'm saying?
They do be eating socks. I agree.
Listen, it's so much less stress.
Less work. Listen,
it's so
if it
much
brings
less
you peace,
stress.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
he just can't find the other sock. That's what it is.
And what they don't know, y'all, which Kessa probably know. Look, I be wearing my socks be having holes in them. Like right. I'm wearing sandals. My friend Dana's like, you're so defiant. You're so defiant.
Like them pants.
That my good friends that I known for 29 going on 30 years didn't even tell me.
That's 20.
I had a hole and no one told me. No one told me.
Don't y'all believe that.
No one
told him.
How I found out, you all, Raquel posted a picture on Instagram. And then I have a conversation with Kessa, and Kessa said, "Oh, we thought you knew." Like, what? And Raquel says, "Oh, I thought that was part of your marketing."
Wait a minute.
Yeah, no.
Wait a minute. First
No,
of all,
we keeping it moving. No. I got the mic. So that's why we're Mitch myself.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
But as we get started, I do want to shout out the guys.
Yes, hell yeah, Bobby.
I want to shout out the guys. Bobby. Shout out to Nippy. But yes, we definitely want to shout out the guys.
Yes, all of y'all. Nate dog.
Yes, and we won't put titles on anyone, but Nate was such a fan fave.
I enjoyed Nate.
Yes.
Yes.
Totally Nate is like our honorary co-host. Like
yes.
Anytime we ask Nate to be part, he's like, yeah.
Yes.
Nate was part of the Black Love Matter series, which was Kessa's debut.
Yes.
Where he and his wife Tia came on and they shared their experience.
Yes.
Their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
They were very transparent. Yes.
Yeah.
And what? Go ahead.
I really enjoyed Nate. Nate was I like that he was looking forward to it.
They came prepared.
He had something to say. You could see it in him. You could see it.
Yeah.
I also appreciate, something I always ask, especially Black men, when they have been divorced, is what did they learn?
Mm-hmm.
From that.
Yeah.
I always ask that question, like, what did it teach you? And the crazy thing is, just like the same thing that they told me that they learned or that it taught them is the same thing that I realized from the couples of what has worked for them, and that's communication. Yeah. I really think that communication is imperative in any relationship.
Yeah.
If I can't talk to you, what the fuck are we doing? Nobody knows.
and absolutely. I think that it's also important to just even realize that communication happens differently for everybody. No one can come into your relationship and tell you how a female should communicate with you, how a male should communicate with you, because you all are in it. And that's just the standard. That's society's standard.
Yeah.
And I think when we allow people to come in and tell us how communication should look, then we open that door for them to come in and tell us other things. And I think part of the thing that the other Jacksons, the first Jacksons told us was they kept people out of their
that's
business,
important.
And just understanding, like, because men do communicate, as we saw, as Kessa mentioned, men communicate, but we communicate differently.
Yes, and that's okay.
And I think that it takes that relationship and communication with that person to learn how they communicate.
Yeah.
What I'm saying?
But one of the other takeaways was that safe space.
Yes.
Yes. That safe space, and it's not easy, but that's why I think that everybody's when you find, I do think that there's some stuff that's understood, because me and you were having this conversation. But I think to move forward, there's some things that have to be communicated. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I just, it's very, so I really appreciated Nate for that. His communication skills to me seem to be great. And it seems like he's learned and he's getting better, which is what some of us are focused on, is getting better.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that,
And he shared it. Some people are selfish with, out of shame, out of pride, out of ego.
Yeah.
So the fact that he came and he was transparent, because that then helps the next generation.
That is what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. What are we doing for each other? What are we doing to help build each other? I'm learning. I got a new term. It's called soul expansion. What is expanding your soul? You know, now if you're walking around and you're a soulless human, then I guess that's not for you. But if you are a soul, which I believe that we are souls or spiritual beings, you know, that's the point, is to grow, is to move forward, is to expand. So, but I appreciate him for that. I could go on. I'm just thinking of them sitting here. Actually, I thought Bobby had some. Bobby actually.
Before we move on to Bobby, there was one thing I wanted to share about Nate.
Okay, yes,
yeah,
Nate.
that I appreciated. One of my takeaways that Nate was sharing was he told us that love is going to hurt.
Love is going to hurt.
Love is going to hurt, you all. But that's why it's so important to heal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because love hurts just as much as stubbing your toe. Hurts.
You know.
But what you do is you learn to navigate within it. You heal. You don't just throw. If I snub my toe on this bench, I'm not going to throw the bench away. I'm going to figure out what did I do wrong. I'm going to now pay attention to a level of awareness that would not allow me to be hurt again. So that, you know, and hurt by that. So I think that, you know, when he said, like, when he shared that, love is going to hurt but look at them now. In the beginning, love hurt.
I guess I don't like to hear love is going to hurt because it makes it sound like.
But it's going to. It's going to, because that sets a level of reality. Because when you set a level of reality, then that means, okay, it's going to hurt, but it's going to be good as well. Like anything is going to hurt.
It's possible.
No, anything is going to hurt.
Anything is going
to hurt you.
Anything can hurt.
Anything is going to hurt you. If you're in a committed relationship, yes. When you're dealing with a human being, yes, you're going to be hurt by that person. That's the reality. But it's a matter of healing so that when the next hurt doesn't destroy you. It doesn't destroy. People aren't imperfect beings.
Very true.
So something is going to hurt you.
Okay.
No,
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying not 100% of the time. I think you can be disappointed. I guess what I'm thinking about is over some long-term stuff. Now I'm thinking like
any relationship will say you're going to go through a lot of long-term relationships say you're going to go through everything.
Yeah, but we also had a conversation of why do I want to go through everything? Right, I don't want to go through everything, right?
But you don't want a long-term relationship then. Because ultimately, when you stay with someone for eon years, you're going to experience hurt by that person.
That is very possible.
But it's not just about the hurt. I think that's the focus of it. It's not that's a factor, but that's not the focus.
Well, my point is that my point is that love conquers everything for me. That's how. So,
but it conquers hurt, right?
It conquers everything.
Right.
So I just think that it is more. I guess love is going to hurt. Kind of sounds like
it doesn't matter how it comes across, and that's the whole thing. It's not a matter how it's said. It's what's said. It's going to hurt. At the end of the day, it's going to hurt.
Possibly.
And possibly.
Because to say that it conquers everything and it's going to hurt is kind of like it's like an opposite. But I understand exactly what you're saying. Okay. But it's like a contradiction. Yeah, it's like a contradiction. You know what I'm saying? It's
a factor. It's a factor. Anything that's a factor can be seen as a contradiction or oxymoron.
It's possible.
It's a factor. But love conquers everything. So if you love that person, that's gonna trump that hurt. We know that. That's true. We live it every day. So to not put that to the next generation so that they won't go in fairy tale land thinking
no, absolutely not. But my point is that, like you were saying, is to learn from it. To learn from it. Right. So the goal ultimately is for it to conquer everything. But when you fall in love, it is possible that you can be hurt or you will be disappointed. I guess I'm not trying to give the impression that you need to expect hurt. I guess that kind of gives like a pessimistic attitude. That's what I'm saying. Like
But
I don't want
that's
them to
reality.
but it's a possible reality. But I'm trying to give them hope that they can have love that I don't want to say doesn't hurt, because hurt and disappointment are different. But to me,
okay,
hurt, because there's some hurt that you will leave. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that means you stay there and be hurt.
Right. No.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
because you see what I'm saying? Like it's like a
yeah. I got you. You lost me at the end, but I got you on everything else. You want to move forward, or you want to finish that part?
No, let's go ahead.
All right, cool. So a question came and asked, how do you know when you're healed? How do you know when you're healed?
When it doesn't matter. Okay. When you're indifferent to it, you're healed.
Okay.
When it doesn't matter whether it goes that way or that way, it doesn't matter.
And it's funny that you say that, because Dana and I, we were talking about this the other day. I had posted this. I had seen a quote and I reposted it on IG, and it was, "Am I healed or am I numb?"
Yeah, numb. Numb is. I can't really speak for that. I guess I'm not saying I'm free of numbness, but that's not really my go-to. I'm more of a head-on. Here's the issue. Let's get the shit dealt with. Because I always believe that it can be dealt with. You see what I'm saying? That's how I see things. But numbness, a lot of people do, and I'm sure I've done it to some extent too. But
a response can be numb. Give a numb ass response.
Yeah, like a nonchalant. You know, people oftentimes, hide how they truly feel, which is sad to me.
Yeah,
it's sad. I feel like you're putting yourself in a cage. Why?
Yeah.
For who?
And which was part of the discussion with the guys, because everyone says, be you, be you, be you, be you.
It's like, what does that mean?
Be free, be free, be free. But do we make space for that?
Yeah.
Do we make space for that? And one of the things that came out of the discussion was, or one of the questions was from the first part, who were you before you became someone's expectation? Who were you as a little boy?
That was a great question.
Not who your dad wanted you to be, not who your mom wanted you to be, not who your friends wanted you to be, not who society wanted you to be, but literally like who were you?
Yeah.
And just the response, like a lot of the guys, it took them back and they had to think about it, because for as early as we could remember, we had taken on the responsibility of who someone else wanted us to be. And unfortunately, in some of the households, and one of our co-hosts with Mel said that he used to have to watch his little brother. So at a young age, so he took on a level of responsibility as a young man to be, in all respect in regards to his situation, because that's what family do. You come together and you conquer and you make things happen. But he had to take on a responsibility at an early age. So when you have to take on that responsibility at an early age, it's easy to not learn who you are until later on.
Yes. Your childhood, he was kind of robbed a little bit of his childhood because he had to take on a mature responsibility probably sooner than kids his age.
And could have been the case. I feel like some of us have just been, especially young Black African American boys, males, men. I think that we have been grown forever. We have been grown a long time because we have been exposed to things as a kid early, and through adults. Like I just remember my grandmother saying, and I'm sure your grandmother probably said it, and those out there, don't be sitting here in my face while I'm on the phone. Go outside, get out, like know a child's place. Like we talk anything around our kids. We share anything around them. And some people say, I want my kid to know everything I want, but there's also a factor of you're growing that kid up really quick. So some of us, and then, some of us who have dealt with, different things, different, relationship trauma, family trauma. One of the things I want to say is that one of the takeaways from the discussion is that healing doesn't necessarily always have to take place from a relationship. Like Black men, heal yourselves before you start dating doesn't necessarily mean from relationships in a platonic or monogamous manner. It could be with your parent. It could be heal from disappointment, heal from expectation, heal from, trauma. And sometimes when we don't heal from those things, we all know it, we hear it, we take our baggage. And it's not all the time from another relationship.
Very true.
It's like,
childhood trauma.
My childhood trauma. My dad wasn't there. So now I have attachment issues.
Yes, abandonment issues. Can't
right.
take rejection, codependency.
Yes.
All these things.
Yes. Yes.
But you're right. Healing is the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal. It's funny because I actually had a meditation this morning and we were focusing on our inner child. And I kind of got like choked up because I was like, you started thinking like, what would you tell her?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my goodness, like, what would I tell little 5 or 6 year old Kessa? Mm-hmm. And she's looking at me like it's like I can just see her like looking at me like, what you got? And it's so crazy because I grew up being able to express myself for the most part, but except with my grandmother, my mother's mother, who we kind of lived a lot, with. But even if I wasn't in her face while she was on the phone, I heard everything she said. You know what I'm saying? And I used to listen to the adults' conversations because I thought their conversations were more interesting.
Right.
They was talking all the juice. I was like, hell, wait a minute. I used to get in trouble, though. I did used to get in trouble because I would repeat what I heard. And
because you didn't know as a kid the severity of what you knew.
Right. So I would repeat what I heard. So I got in trouble for that. But then it was like, Kessa, what they say? So then I got to be at the adults table. When I was younger, the kids was over there because they was doing kid stuff. I was listening to what the adults was talking about because they had the juice. They had all the juice. Oh my goodness. My little cousin's side of the family, like they from Capitol Heights and Southeast. I was with them all the time. They always had the juice.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. I kind of picked up like I didn't get that getting a kid's place a lot. I got it when I was probably a little bit younger, but it was like as soon as they realized that my wisdom was a different place, now they coming to me. You know what I'm saying? They taking me with them everywhere. We're gonna bring Kessa. I'll be the only kid.
Right. But I think it's and of course it's different when you're being exposed to having to take on. There was no responsibility outside of them asking you, Kessa, what did they say? Versus some of the responsibility put on these guys who were sharing, especially Ramil, who was saying like, this was something that I didn't even understand. I didn't get why I was being asked because my dad was he was around. So why am I? So like, and that's a consistent responsibility. And it's not to say, and I'm not speaking for Ramil, but I should have asked him then. I wonder what that did in terms of him and his brother's relationship. Because it could either grow you close or it can grow you apart.
He think he my father.
Right. So
that was a great question though.
Yeah.
When I heard it, actually Devin Smith actually said something in response to the hurt we were.
He said, I feel you, Mick. It seems harsh, but love will hurt you. It's what hurts you the most and heals you the most.
And I can accept that.
Yeah.
I can accept that. But yeah, I thought that was a great question because it gave everybody a chance, I feel like, to kind of reflect, and it gave me like a better understanding of their foundation. Because sometimes, and you don't know, because you don't want to judge, but I believe in discernment, and I do think that I'm pretty in tune. But it just kind of gives you a better understanding of why they may respond to things a certain way, or why they may think about things a certain way, depending on what works for them. Some people could feel like, man, I did that shit when I was young, I want to be free as fuck. Some people feel like I was responsible then when I was young, I'm more responsible now. You know what I mean? Just depending on the person. Absolutely. So I did appreciate that. But for me, it was kind of like, what kind of little boy were you? Were you the little boy who was afraid? Were you the little boy who expressed himself? Were you the little boy who was just like focused on toys and playing around? Were you the little boy who was kind of tapped in because you saw some adult shit all the time? So I thought that was cool.
Absolutely. And I think that that's what the takeaway is to now begin to consider things about the person that you're potentially going to be dating.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the fact that it allows you to tap into something greater, or larger than that's the major takeaway.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway. So the question again was, how do you know when you're healed? And Kessa gave her a response, and my answer as I was listening to Kessa is, or Kessa baby, is, you're healed when you don't begin to bleed on others.
How about that? Bleed on them.
You don't make other people's, you don't make your
problems other people's issues. Problems. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you touched on it when you said abandonment.
Yeah.
Some of us who we attach those things to people, and then we expect people to take them on.
Yeah.
You love me, take it on. I was in a relationship, and someone said I sabotaged it because I wanted to see, everyone else had left, I wanted to see if I hurt you, would you leave? How fucking dysfunctional is that?
But listen, my God, people do that.
They do it, y'all.
And that's why.
And there's a level.
And that's why I wanted to say that kind of hurt is unfucking acceptable.
It is.
And I will never teach my kid that you should expect that. You see what I'm saying?
Levels of love, though. I think that's
no,
exactly.
That's
the conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about elevating. It's about, you're right. It's about, you cannot go into this blind. It is not a fairy tale.
Yes.
This shit can fuck you up and have you down and sad.
Or not even, I mean, even if you don't say that part, it can. You can. The reality of it is, it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
I got you.
Those other things are possibilities.
They breaking it.
That's the possibility. The reality is, it's going to hurt. Either your pride going to be hurt, your ego going to be hurt, your feelings going to be hurt. Something is going to be hurt that you're going to have to look past and grow from.
That's
what's going to let you know that person is different. Because you're not going to let anyone hurt you and stay.
That part.
Even
that's
if they hurt you, don't have to stay.
That's it. That's all I wanted to. I want them to know this is not what you have to do.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely.
It will hurt,
yeah.
But that does not mean you have to do this or have to stay there, because there is. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Go ahead. Bless you again. There is a part of it that can still disappoint you.
Mm-hmm.
No lies told. But there is a part of it that is the greatest thing. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say.
And I believe that's what Nate shared with us. That the first part was that. The second part is not where it starts, is where it ends.
We've learned.
He's learned, and him and his wife are in the best place that they've ever been.
Exactly.
Because they've learned how to heal from hurt.
Yes.
So but again, my answer is when you don't bleed on others, and that's how you know when you're healed. And Kessa mentioned abandonment. Insecurities is another thing.
Well, they stem from all these other things.
Insecure, like,
look, so much. So much.
it could be society's discredit of you as well, melanin, brown skin, darker hue African Americans, blacks, we receive a different level of expectation from society, less than some of our lighter counterparts. You know what I'm saying? We're given certain roles. We're
treated differently.
We're given certain roles, whether it be the actor on TV or the angry black man walking down the street with the hoodie.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
So those things can then set in and cause insecurities.
Absolutely.
And we take that and we begin to process, because that's how the brain works. We analyze ourselves, and then we get in the mirror and we see everything that's wrong. Or then we have to live with whatever, and even if you are accepted, it's like you're accepted as the token piece.
Mm-hmm.
There's no escape sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And we take that insecurity and we project it on others, and again, to your point, we expect them to deal with it, and live with it. Going back to the abandonment, and then loneliness. Loneliness is real. And it's interesting because today, I was watching the news and they were giving these stats, and when they gave the stats, I was like, I wonder where these stats coming from? Where are they pulling these polls from?
Mm-hmm.
But it was a certain percentage of people are lonely. Like lonely. Certain percentage of men didn't have sex last year.
Dang.
Certain percentage of
they're calling 100 people and then they're just making it a typical statistic.
Like, what? But people are lonely, and when people are lonely, they will. The first sign of interest, you can say, "Hey, how you doing today?" Every day, and they think that, oh,
let's
he
get
likes
married,
me, or she likes me. Yes, you know what I'm saying. That's your loneliness. So when you can deal with you and say, you know what, I'm being lonely right now. Let me not project that on you. Let me not. I'm feeling insecure right now. Let me not. And that doesn't mean that these things don't happen even when you're in a relationship. Again, it's about healing.
Yeah.
And you're going to always have to heal.
That's it. The inner work never stops. And it's so funny because every time you say something, I'm literally looking for a solution. Mm-hmm. Like as soon as you say loneliness, I'm like codependent. It's like I just want people to understand that you're never alone. I know that's probably hard to hear, but just because you are alone doesn't mean that you are lonely. We have to really be okay with being with ourselves.
Yeah.
You are not ready for anybody else if you are not good for yourself.
Yes.
And that's the whole...
Speak it, Kessa.
Yeah.
Say it again. You are what?
You are not good for anybody else if you are not good by yourself. That's point blank period. We are we got all these bullet holes in us and these voids from things that we haven't dealt with. And then we just go and attach ourselves to another human, probably with the same trauma, same bullshit. Because exactly, you attract what you are. So if you out here broken, you gonna pick up a broken bitch. I'm sorry, but I don't mean to say it like that, but this what it is. And that's what you attract. And then you bring up broken babies and things like that. And you teach them what brokenness is. So it's like, and it's not easy. I'm just, listen. And then there's a generational curse right there. Now somebody down the line got to break that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, when we are constantly running from our reality because we don't want to just sit and be uncomfortable, and just because you're sitting in it doesn't mean that it has to stay. You can transform it at any moment. But I just the point I'm making right now is that you are never alone, ever.
As long as you have yourself, you're never alone.
You're never alone.
You can be in relationships with others and have people and be lonely.
No, absolutely. You can be in a room with 1,000 people and be alone. Or be lonely, rather. Or feel alone. You know? It's true.
And sometimes you can be alone because you have detached from your reality. You have not dealt with you because you're busy being whoever. I can kind of speak to that.
Yeah.
I can speak to that. I remember having the world and still feeling alone. because I didn't really tap into who I was, and then I had myself,
Yeah.
and didn't have anyone, and had the world, had everything, because I had me,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
So, and to your point with the bullet holes, and I think that's what.
I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from.
No,
I just made a way to think of voids.
No, but it made sense because again, when you're not bleeding on people, you know, you walk around wounded. No one,
because somebody shot you.
No one can heal you. Only you can heal yourself. If I cut myself right now, Kessa can't heal me. Only my body. Kessa can offer support,
some levels of healing, or what I think might heal.
But the body will
has
heal.
to want to
Absolutely.
Do that.
You know, and I think that we got to be careful. And I mentioned this during the discussion, and in terms of ladies, holding you all accountable to stop thinking that you can change a man. Stop thinking that you can heal a man. Because most things that they have to heal from has nothing to do with you. Most things that everybody has to heal from or deal with ain't got nothing to do with you. You know, so
99.9%.
And we stick around and we think that, you know, we're different.
Yeah.
And it's okay to believe.
And we are, but that don't necessarily mean that you're for them or they're for you.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just not the right time. You know, maybe sometimes like we really have to sit back sometimes. I get that on earth, timing is everything. Time is of the essence. That's in every contract. Every contract I have ever written.
Yeah. Time
is of the essence.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like I it's like it's like you have to, Yes. We got people coming in. I just have them tuning in, you know. Tuning in. I'm about to probably get off in a second. But anyway, who's my point? But no, timing is very important, but we really need to take time sometimes to really get to know people. You know what I'm saying? That's why people don't typically want to deal with people off the street, you know. Sometimes you just gotta slow down. You know, slow down. When you feel some resistance, just take a step back a second. Because I feel you, like women do try to get into stuff and heal dudes. And for me right now, I'm trying to figure out, like, do I have codependency issues? Like, do I not feel validated unless, like, I have some project to work on? Not saying that I don't build no booze, I don't build no man. But it's like I'm very nurturing, so I have a nurturing spirit already, right? It's natural; it just comes. I have a healing spirit. I have a motherly spirit, right? So I'm gonna attract broken motherfuckers because they see that, and they need it, right? But it's up to me to decide what works for me, or what boundaries I have to set, or what doesn't work for me, or what's healthy for me, right? And I just feel like if I feel drained, or if I don't feel like myself, or like my cup is not running over, that's when I know that I have to detach or pull myself away. Not easy, but I can help you with that. If you need help with that, I can give you things to make it easier. But I will say that, like, you know, women it's like if you start to want to make or try to, I don't want to say force, but try to pull something out of a person, you got to start to look in and be like, well, what makes me want to do this? Because people have to want it for themselves. And that's what I realized. If you want it, I'm there for you. Yes. I'm here to support you. Journey, yes, but you have to initiate that. You have to want that. That is not something that I can pull out of you. You will drain yourself and deplete your energy and ruin your spirit by trying to make somebody else be better. I have done that. I have wanted. I see potential in people. It comes. I had to start to accept. No, you just see it. It does not mean that's where they are. And it doesn't mean it's my job to force them to see it. Sometimes you want more people than they want for themselves.
I feel like that's a great poll. Because I always question that. I have people who felt like they wanted more from me than I wanted from me. And it wasn't so much that it was what they wanted. A lot of times people want something from you.
Or what they wanted from you.
they want it from you, so they project that onto you. You can't want more from me than I want for myself. You can't. A person wants what they want for themselves.
That's true, but I also think that
I think that sorry, just real quick, when you begin to go in and think and have that mentality, that's a question that I feel like you have to ask yourself. Why do I feel like that I want more for them than they want for themselves? This other human being that has their own will, that God is their creator. How can I want more for them than what their life is right now through the grace and the mercy of God and his path for them? Because we don't understand some of the things that people go through, and we want something different for them. We want a different outcome.
Very true.
So
it's I would say when you love somebody, it's hard to watch them continue to hurt themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So there are people out here who don't have the strength to want better, or I don't want to say to want better. They may want better, but to have the strength to do better, it might be tough, just depending on where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes their rock bottom is different than your rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They have to hit rock bottom for them.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, unfortunately, don't ever recover.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But some people will hit a certain point in life and be like, I gotta do something different.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do better. And your people who love you are going to want that for you. But if you don't necessarily want it for yourself,
that's my hope.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It or if you don't have the strength,
faith
you know what I mean?
Works even about it, right?
Yeah.
So you can have the faith for the person, but if there's no work from that person,
no, absolutely. Absolutely. But when you're trying to do the work for them, you can't. That's impossible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's impossible.
And to that, you can love a person away. And Bobby said that. You can
love a person away. I like that.
You can love a person away. Shout out to Bobby for that.
Say the love.
Because and what I took away from it was people come with trauma in the name of love. People come with trauma in the name of love.
Very true.
And when you go in something thinking that it's one thing,
oh my gosh,
and you're smothered by this person in the name of love. I love you, and you've already come from some
very true,
some descriptive trauma.
It don't even
under
matter.
The name of love.
It ain't no balance.
It
ain't no balance.
They did this, that, and the other, and then turned around and said that they love me. Now here I come over here, and you're forcing your. You can love that person away. You can
very
push
true.
that person away with, this over zealous, with this overzealous love. So
yeah, I agree. I think I do think you can love a person away from your own insecurities. Smothering someone means that you're not loving. You're not loving on yourself, or you are. That's a codependency thing.
Yeah.
I'm picking this codependency thing apart because I just go away, right? And it'll be saved somewhere. I don't have to share it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, codependency I'm learning, is when you seek validation outside of you. Some people just kind of bounce from relationship to relationship. They never really heal. So they just take that baggage into another relationship because somebody is just filling the voids there. And then when that one ends, they run to something else.
Yes.
So yeah.
In the name of love, it's just like,
yeah.
I don't even want, if you say it too soon, I'm just like.
You're like, hold up now.
Right. Because it's just like, you don't even know me. Like, to really love a person.
I know. I'll be loved right away though, cause I'm the
shit. Until you've done something doesn't want you.
No, you're right. Now listen.
Like, tell a person no, and
they be like,
right,
about to stab you in your back. Kill. You be like, damn, it's a thin line between love and hate with some of these joints. But no, I feel you though. No, you're right. No, too soon is too soon. Yeah. But I do think that sometimes I'm a believe in love at first sight kind of chick. Listen, y'all. Sometimes
we still have them, y'all.
Listen,
we still have them. No, that's good.
Sometimes, yo, shit just be like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? It don't happen often, but then it's like, am I tripping? So I do believe in that. I do believe that there's divine timing in a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that. I actually want things to happen that way.
I think that I believe that the Jacksons said that that's what happened. He walked in the classroom, right? Or did Miss Jackson walk in the classroom? When he saw Miss Jackson in the classroom, and he was like, "That's no way."
They said that about Tierra,
and well, I guess they both said it. He did,
and I think because they in. He did say that he knew when he saw. She had a boyfriend.
Yeah,
she had a boyfriend.
Yeah, but he still knew.
But he did say he definitely said he knew. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, and I think that people know that. I think people see that. You know, you may not see it like that first day, but you can see it quickly. Like, wait a minute. So I you know, like I said, I do believe that happens.
And I think that that's why it's so important to heal.
Yes.
So that when it does happen,
you ready.
Your guard is not up.
Yep.
You know,
you can receive it.
You can receive it.
That's that timing piece.
You can receive it.
Whew.
All right, we're gonna move. Keep it moving. Welcome again to everybody. Mick on the Move live with everybody's favorite co-host,
Kessa
baby. As we
nip.
wrap up the cool down discussion on the series Black Men Stop Dating Until You've Done the Work to Heal Yourselves. So moving forward, Paris told us that during the discussion how love is an expectation, and sometimes it's not the person that hurt you, it's your expectation that hurt you. And I was just like, yo. And I think that that's when you know when it's love, because I think you said it earlier, I can go either way with it. There's no expectation from it.
And you know, it's so hard to detach from outcomes. You know, because you want what you want. The heart wants what it wants, but it's like,
but it's so much like the heart wants what it wants, but there's so much more to you than just this heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's reality.
Yeah.
You cannot be.
It's logic. It's you have to find the balance.
Yeah. Don't be so heavily. Don't be so spiritually
heavenly good. Don't be so spiritually something and no earthly good.
Yeah, but basically. No earthly good. Don't be so up in the clouds and nothing that you don't forget that you
balance. But I will say that I'm trying. When I'm in a space of uncertainty, my goal is to go with my heart. Now, that's my goal. That's all. In this moment. Now, in another moment, it might be different. But in this moment, if I'm uncertain, I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to go with what makes me feel good to my heart. Okay. I'm just saying. That ain't probably for everybody. But, you know. But no, I agree. I do think that expectations do, you know, we can get disappointed easily with having expectations. That's why that healing piece allows you to be more present. It allows you to be in a space of only moment I have is right now. Now you can, when you're real good, you can manifest some future stuff. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You're manifesting the future whether you're trying to or not. It just depends on what type of seeds you plant. But we won't even get into that's another discussion. But I will say that you can move in a direction of where you want your future to go. But all you really have is this moment. And I think that when you take time to heal, you recognize that. So you can show up differently for yourself and then ultimately show up differently for others. The whole purpose is for you to elevate. The whole purpose is for you to learn the lesson, apply the lesson, and move forward. It's like the school of life. You know, it's just like going to school. When you show yourself approved for that first grade, you can move to second grade. If you can't or you don't, you got to stay there. And you got to go through those lessons again until you get it. Some people walk through life and choose to walk through life sleep. Close their eyes to stuff. Some people just have, you know, everybody's here for a different reason.
Absolutely. And
I don't mean to preach, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's what you were saying.
But no, that expectation piece is that's true. We have to stop putting that on other people and on ourselves.
And there's a level of healing that takes place from others' expectations.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you have yourself. Like I always believe that it begins with you and it ends with you. And when you're
That's
out,
the quote.
and when you're
Don't
out
quote
there,
me.
when you're out there living someone else's expectation, at some point you got to lay down with yourself. Reality is going to set.
Look in the mirror.
You know what I'm saying? Like reality is.
When am I going to stop doing? What am I going? What am I doing for myself? Why? And why? For why? Like really? Why? For why? For why?
And yeah, so that was part of the his point also. Like some of us have to heal from others' expectation.
Yeah.
So
it's unfortunate, but you do.
You do.
Yeah.
Right.
People, they stuff on you.
Absolutely.
And parents are, they're a big part in that. They probably are some of the tough, when it comes to that type of situation.
Yeah.
They're probably, the biggest culprits for stuff like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wrote this down because you said something. I know we were giving a shout out to the fellas who spoke.
Yeah.
But you said something and it stuck with me.
Okay.
You mentioned how guys will be envious of women and women will be envious of guys. And I haven't seen it. I can only imagine. I can't even imagine a guy. You know what? Let me. Okay. So. I'm bringing that up because I wrote, people will envy your healing. It doesn't necessarily matter. It doesn't matter that you're a guy or a girl because you're a spirit underneath everything.
That light
or depth of darkness. That's where you kind of tap in. People will envy that. People will envy your ability to be healed.
Yes.
And not understand the work that you put in.
Yes.
So all they see is a healed person.
Yes. And you know what's so crazy about those people? They're the first ones to say you judging somebody. They will say you judging somebody, but they have judged you and don't know you from a can of paint, but will think because they see you with something or they see you look a certain type of way that you are automatically, everybody's not the same.
And you really don't know what a person has to do to get with
absolutely. Like who? Like how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you take a walk?
Yes, you don't know. You don't know me. Yeah. You don't know me. How dare you look at me and judge me? And then you judge me, but you want me to judge you. But yes, I agree. I have unfortunately I'm an only child. So I spent time alone. I spent time with people. I don't have an issue being alone. I ultimately want people around me. That's who I am. Right. But I can be by myself. And be okay. You know what I mean? Exactly. So but I have realized that I don't pick up on a jealous spirit. I don't pick up on a jealous person right away because I haven't been surrounded by those type of people. I didn't have that in my family. I didn't have a lot of friends. I may have come across a couple girls every now and then that might have been jealous of me, but I still didn't even pick up on it then. It was like, she don't like me. I ain't do nothing to her. Like, she don't like me for no reason. Damn. Okay. Well, then you can just stay over there and I can just stay over here. Like, okay. But even then, I may not have realized that it was jealousy. And so now here I am over 40 and I'm like starting to pick up on these jealous spirits. And like, I have come across guys that it's so crazy because I feel like with a guy and a woman, especially if he's interested in you, it's weird because it comes off very strange. He can't compliment you. He can't give you props.
He wants you.
The weirdest,
everybody want a confident person.
The weirdest shit.
They don't know how to handle it.
Weirdest. Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. It's like you can walk into my house and know what my house looks like inside and out. And 6 months later, I've renovated and you walk in the house and don't say a word. And I'm not even looking for it, but it's kind of like, that's strange. That's strange. Yeah. Or
the friend does it.
Now.
I feel like that cut a little different.
Thank God I ain't never had no friend that did that. But no.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I have had a friend walk in and not be
of course not.
Now I may have had,
just a friend, you know when you're like, that's weird.
I'll say this.
For you
I can't say that, that's very weird. Because I'm like, bitch, I'll probably say something.
And that's what I'm saying.
A guy is so strange. It's like, as a woman, how do you
compete?
It's like, bruh, I'm not in competition with you. And if you boy.
So do you pick up on it with guys quicker than with girls?
Well, I'll say that in the last few years, I have noticed it in a guy. Not right away, but I've noticed it. I have now I may be starting to picking it up in females.
Is it in
but
the
it's different.
Is it in the dating realm or work or like that?
Friends.
That's like that.
But it's different. It's not like a I'm not going to compliment you. It's more
it's an undertone.
It's more like like it's not enough. Like you it's like, well, when you gonna do this and when you gonna do it's like I'm like, well, damn,
expectation.
Yeah, it's like, so or it's never like, I see you or I'm proud of you or okay then. Yeah. It's like, well, what's going on with this? It's just, it's like, it's never enough. And that's why lately I've been like, I can sit right here. I don't have to move forward. I don't have to move back. I can sit right here and just smell the roses for a second. I sure can. Yep.
And you said something earlier.
I sure can.
And that's how I felt. I felt I can sit here and smell the roses when you were saying everything, like you got to take things on right now. And I felt like I don't have to take it on right now. I can sit my ass right here and smell the roses because what's for me is for me. And I'm not about to be in competition to get that one thing because it's right in front of me. Where I can sit here and relax and heal.
Yep. Oh, that part.
When you hit, look, and it was 117-17.
I saw it.
When you heal, you're not rushing to get in the next thing to fill voids.
Being present
and understanding, like, because people's biological clock is a thing.
Yeah.
Guys and girls. And girls. You know
True.
What I'm saying?
True.
For different reasons. But you ain't healed. You just jumping from because your biological clock. No, I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna heal.
Yeah, no, and
if I get up and I realize I'm bleeding, I'm gonna sit my ass right back
down.
Sackcloth and ashes.
I know that's right.
Sackcloth and ashes.
Yes, sackcloth and ashes. Yes. No, I totally, and that's lately I've been like, I'm like, you don't need to feel obligated to move quickly on nothing. My Bible says be anxious for nothing. And I don't like being anxious anyway. It's not for me. Only butterflies I want is from a man. I don't want no anxiety. Nope, gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I even got to a point now when I can't sleep about something, it's gotta go. Gotta go. Yeah. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful that I can literally, because I have to be present. I'm a planner. I'm a project manager. This is what we do. We plan. So I'm always thinking 10 steps ahead. You know what I'm saying? But I can be comfortable with planting my seeds now, which I've been doing for a long time, for what I want 10 steps from now. I ain't got to jump to it. I ain't got to hurry up. It'll come. You know what I'm saying? It'll come. That's where I am. And I'm very thankful for that space because it's allowing me to be in receive mode. Absolutely. It's allowing me to allow.
And it's a restful space.
Yes. It's very comforting. It's like I can see all the things in front of me. I see them just as clear. And I'm like, okay, I can do this and I can do this and I can do this. And like we can just sit right here and be just as fine. So I'm good. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. There's a comment there, and I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, so Cynthia. I don't know who Cynthia. Cynthia is right. Black men don't want to compete with other male groups for Black women's love.
He is more feminine than her. Okay.
I don't know who that guy is, and I don't know who Cynthia is. My name is Kessa. But
Cynthia G, girl, Cynthia G. But
maybe he on a different live.
Yeah. So there's a. I wrote this down, but it's perfectly segued into what you were just saying in terms of like sitting.
Yeah.
And because so that you can heal, there's a fortitude to healing. Like when you're healed, there's like, I don't deal with those that don't want at least to be healed. I can't. Because it's not going to go nowhere. I'm going to either have an expectation for you to be healed, and I don't know if you want to be healed, or you're going to 9 times out of 10 bring me down to where you are. Like, but when you're healed, yo, there's like this no tolerance, because you know the work that it put into you being healed. You're not going to allow someone to come in with excuses.
Yeah.
You like, I know it's possible. I know it's possible.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel you. Like, I feel you.
And I'm going to begin to have a confidence that's different, which is going to take me
into
a different space.
And that's what I want everybody to know. Like, let me tell you something. When you get over that shit, you will never look back at that shit. You will never have to go. I'm telling you, when you get on the other side of that bullshit, you will never have to look at that shit again. I'm telling you, you will chop and screw that shit right down. Chop and screw it right down. Or you learn your boundaries with stuff. You know what I'm saying? You'll learn your boundaries. But I'm telling you, the glory is that once you have conquered that thing, you don't ever have to worry about that thing again. Ever. Yeah. Demon demolished. Done.
And
done up like a ponytail.
And I believe that someone said, I don't know if you were here that night, Kessa, but if you'll ever be healed. And the answer is, and I believe that the answer is yes, because healing comes in conquering. When you can conquer something, then you heal from it.
Well, yeah. I mean, like when you say healed, I mean, like, I thought you meant like you never have to, like, you're healed and you're done.
Yeah, no, but I think that you So, but you can heal from something, because when it's like if you get a bruise, once you're healed from it, once that thing is healed, you're not going to put an ointment back on it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're healed from it.
Right. I see what you're saying. You're kind of adding to the, like, just kind of the levels to it. I thought you were saying, like, no, you got it. You're when you're healed, you're healed.
Yes, absolutely.
But that work never stops.
Yeah,
that inner work never stops.
Because guess what? It's just, especially with age, y'all. Once this stop hurting, this one start hurting. Then when that stop hurting, it's something else. So to your point, it's always going to require healing.
Yes.
But you can heal from things.
Yes.
You can heal
and be
people.
Done with it.
Yes.
Yes, very
Absolutely.
True. Very, very
Absolutely.
true. Totally agree.
We
be saying the same thing, my friend.
We be saying the same thing.
But that's why I appreciate you, because you give me a male perspective. You know what I'm saying? You give me a different perspective, because you're not as, emotionally charged. I'm a little probably emotionally more charged, even though I'm an alpha female, but I didn't think of myself as so much of an empath. I didn't realize how much of an empath, like, just recently, I started to realize I take on people's stuff. So I have to be really, really careful with that.
Absolutely.
Yes, but there was a healing piece for me here with the fellas, because it was a lot of confirmation, because I feel like when it comes to Black men, who better to understand them than me? As a Black woman, I've grown up with Black cousins, Black boy cousins, and uncles and friends and everybody. So I've seen I know what I've connected with when I was younger. So, like, I connect the dots on those type of spirits too. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing that since I was a child. Never consciously. It was always a subconscious thing. So I can understand. Sometimes you can see things, and when you tap in and you make room for yourself to heal, you can pick up on those things in other people.
And sometimes it takes that sitting down. Sit your ass in the grass.
Sit your ass in the grass. That I coined that, y'all. Listen, and ground yourself. Yes, ground yourself. Sit down. Sit down.
Yes. And one other thing that I want to mention before we wrap up is our good brother Rome.
Oh, Rome.
Man, I want to close out with something that Rome shared.
Oh, man.
He was so transparent.
Oh, I loved it. So happy for him.
You know, I won't tell the story, but y'all can go to to our live and check out the series.
Yes.
But my takeaway from it was when you heal the world around you. And he's literally, and I know a bit of his story, and he shared a bit of his story. I've seen the work, and I see the constant work. You know what I'm saying? But he's healed to the point where he just wants everyone around him. He's like, yo, I want Nene to come to me because I feel like she could be here with like that conversation with so-and-so for,
that's it.
For the next series. Actually, you know what?
It just proves that what that communication can do. It just proves how that release, just for anybody who's been through recovery knows the first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem. You can't change what you won't admit. You know what I mean? It's just it doesn't happen that way. So, I was really proud of all the fellas, definitely with Wrong. I was really proud because a lot of Black men particularly can relate to that. Yeah. You can go to jail and feel completely fucking defeated. I've witnessed boyfriends that have gone to jail, and I'm like, keep your head up because it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough, and you're going to feel defeated often. Keep your head up.
Absolutely.
Keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciated him being transparent about that.
Yes.
I love that.
And even in spite of, yes. And in spite of, not in spite of, in spite of his what he went through, y'all, please go and watch it.
Yeah.
Still finding the strength to find healing.
And be open about it.
Absolutely. That's when you're healed also.
That's it.
When you can talk about it unapologetically.
Yeah.
You get in front of it before someone else tries to get in front of it for you.
Ooh, man, that's the word.
Yeah. So I forgot actually, and I skipped right past it.
Wowzers.
We're going to close out with a question, and actually, I wanted to close out with this question, Kessa, but one of the questions came in. What are you all doing? What's your next discussion? When you all having your next discussion?
So, ladies, our next discussion, which starts next Wednesday at 7-11, you know where to find us. Right here. Be right here. Women, Black women, stop dating until you've done the work to heal yourselves. How about that? I know y'all got a lot to say. I really look forward to hearing what you all appreciate, hearing from the fellas, what you learned from, what your takeaways are, and what your responses are. Because I'm sure you got something to say. So, ladies, a few of you have reached out. I'll be reaching out to you all to confirm for our panelists. So looking forward to that. But yes, so join us next week. Same time, same place, same station, same channel. While we kick off the series, Black Women Stop Dating Until You've Done the Work to Heal Yourselves.
Yep, Mick on the Move live with Kessa, baby.
Kessa, baby.
All right, we signing off, y'all.
Deuces! Sweet. All right.